can't beat us, join us, please bring your coinage. We sink 3-pointers, money shots, all net, all vets. Bums we not, jet skiing in them sunny spots. With women edible like gummy drops. Dummy stop, dummy stop. No weapon form can intercept the storm. Once my intellect is on, I'm projecting on magnetic fields and interact with blacks with athletic bills. I'm all about growth and development like residents of Ebbets Fields. Not to choose between woo and chew. We wanna line them colors up like a Rubik's Cube and fade to black, yeah, the truest hue. When you say the black man is God, who you alluded to? The usual Clarence 13X, a worthy guess. The words expressed come from the word in flesh. Elijah M, the NOI versus Leviathan. Messiah sent from the heavenly branches. 7 P's from since G-Dub cut down the cherry tree. In the wilderness of North Mex, and we flossing death and forced aggression, or forced perception, forced protection, or forced confessions. It's all a lesson.
The sorcerers from Corsica, killer tonics, sticks and drums like the Philharmonic Orchestra. You niggas still playing harmonicas from officers. Fabric softener, jive turkeys popping 5 perkies, playing with keys, the Scotch stores type. For that soft right, we could've caught life, just being forthright. First class on my 4th flight, popping out like Fortnite. Every night we lit like Porsche lights. The meek shall inherit the earth, oh yeah, that's scorched tight. And these niggas, they some hoes in these streets. Me, I'm 10 toes in these streets. They lost their souls, niggas got holes in their feet. Shit, I'm just worried about the craft and how to perfect it. Not worried about the craft, yeah, that's out of perspectives. Focus on the chip like I'm Robert Kraft, and then how to protect it. It's the waves of the oceans. Get to the money, nigga, save your emotion. Descendant of the slaves in the graves in the oceans. Mastermind that the waves is in motions. These niggas, they addicted to the folly, addicted to that molly. Making me a movie, them sticks made of holly. I'm Dr. Manhattan, sitting on top of Manhattan. When I get all 5 rings, snap my fingers and pop up on satin. Dressed in all black, yeah, drop top the Phantom. Best.
Crumb TV.
Peace to the family, peace to you and yours, peace to the family, peace to you and yours. Welcome to another episode of Saturday Night Live. You are now rocking with the best. Yes, this is your host for the evening, Brother Red Pillar, tapping in that joint that you just heard. That's Theta Waves featuring the twin pillars, Red Pillar, Blue Pillar. All right, look out for that joint that's coming to a streamer near you, to a store near you. You know what I'm talking about? Just yeah, we working on that music. So just give us a minute. We mastering and making sure that the sound and everything is correct. But we definitely got a package coming to y'all with some new music, some new sounds. We just giving y'all some teasers, you know what I'm talking about? Just giving y'all some teasers, feeding you along the way, letting you know what we working with. So thank you everybody that's been patiently waiting. First and foremost, I want to give a big shout out to all of my Imaginarium, my founders, my builders. We had the vibe session today. We had the Saturday vibe session. That was dope. You know what I mean? We were doing a lot of AI generation, putting these dreams and these visions to bringing them into fruition. I made the distinction between AI artists and what we identify as AI manifestors. Okay. AI art is more like manifestation than it is art. When you're prompting something and when you're bringing it from your mind's eye and you're bringing it into the real world, into fruition, you are manifesting more so than drawing. Because this is not an artist. This is not a game for artists. You could literally have no art skills and you can manifest an entire visual depiction or a visual canvas of something that you can envision. So yeah, we manifesting over here, baby. 2026 fire horse. You know what I'm talking about? The fire horse apocalypse. All right. Shout out to everybody that's been getting tickets. Y'all been buying up them tickets and whatnot. That just shows me that me and Blue we gotta stick our foot in this presentation. We gotta make this shit a classic, even though all of the Win in Rome series, every single one is classic. You know what I mean? Every single one is a classic. Yes, the class last night was classic. Shout out to the Imaginarium. We did session number 3 last night. That was super fire. Shout out to everybody that pulled up. Man, oh man. And tomorrow, as a matter of fact, let me pull this up. Tomorrow, mañana, we are going to be doing an event. We have a masterclass tomorrow at 8 p.m. This is sponsored and powered by the Imaginarium. This is going to be open for damn near everyone. It's free. Okay. This is a free masterclass at 8 o'clock. Let me pull the flyer up. This is for all of my creatives and whatnot. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Bob. This is for the creatives. This is for anybody who doesn't understand what the Imaginarium is. We'll be able to break all of that down for you. You're gonna get all of it. You're gonna see what we have to offer, and we'll also show you some of the how to make some of the tricks of the trade with these new tools. We'll be displaying some of the new technology along with the offers that we have for you guys. So definitely make sure you do not miss that. That is going to be mañana, tomorrow. I'm sending out links. You got to RSVP for it. Okay. When you RSVP for it, you will get a link and you will be in the building. All you got to do is, I think, leave your email. The link for that is in the description. The link to sign up should be in the description. Okay. And if it's not, we'll drop it in the chat as we go along. I got my mods pulling up. They'll be able to take care of that. Fill out the RSVP and I'll see you tomorrow at 8 o'clock. If you cannot make it at 8 o'clock, I don't want you to stress that. I don't want you to worry about it. I don't want you to lose any sleep, because lo and behold, it will be filmed. You'll be able to watch the replay, and then you'll be able to pick up everything that you need to pick up in that replay. Capiche? So that is tomorrow, mañana, at 8 p.m. 8 p.m. Eastern. I'm inside of one of my folders, literally diving in the folder looking for this commercial. I should have had it queued up, but there's a lot going on. First and foremost, how y'all doing? How's everybody out there? Y'all all right? I hope everybody is in great minds, great energy. It's a Saturday, so you know how Saturdays are. When is that fight with the girl, Pat Pooh's girlfriend? I forgot her name, Clarice. When is that fight? I seen him doing some real nigga shit earlier at the weigh-in. When is that actual fight about to happen with the girl, Clarice Shields and Pat Poos? I think they might have, I don't know. I don't want to put no bad words on nobody, but that train might need to stop. You know what I'm talking about? That train might have come to, maybe it might have come to, I don't know. I have no idea. Yeah, shout out to Pat Poos. Shout out to Pat Poos and his boo and his whiz. You know what I'm talking about? Real quick, let's go into the Imaginarium and we'll be right back.
In Brooklyn shadow, dreams come alive. At dawn's new light, let your spirit thrive. Breathing courage, let your strength ascend. Dark fire rise and let the power blend. Your aura's a beacon, luck finds its way. With bold steps forward, seize a new day. Shout it proud, success is my own fate. I'm glimmering now, it's time to elevate. I'm a magnet for dreams, success my claim. In sync with fortune, dancing in the game. Wealth cascades freely, triumph ignites, my heart's ready. Soaring to new heights, gentle it's a rhythm in your soul's beat. Fueling your drive, making goals complete. Your aura's a magnet, attracting sway. Dance with prosperity night into day. Riches may flow, but spirit stands tall. Growth the reward, answering the call. Money's a vessel, clarity's the map. No rush needed, wealth's in your grasp. No need to scheme, to hustle or to plead. Just rise up strong, live in your creed. Don't chase, simply receive what's conceived. Feel the rhythm of wealth you're meant to achieve.
Yes. That's that Imaginarium blueprints for the planetarium. Make sure y'all go and sign up. The school, we have a school. That school is available for our KT aliens. You could go ahead and sign up for the school. Make yourself comfortable. Get to know each other. Post some of your work. See what's going on in there. And then you go ahead and sign up to the workshop. The workshop is very affordable. We have a 90-day accelerator that we're doing with a 3-cycle workshop. You get to take 3 cycles of the workshop, or you could just go ahead and snatch your tickets and whatnot. Either way, Imaginarium, blueprints for the planetarium. We are in there building, making it happen. All right. Putting up some W's, learning in real time because the technology is dropping in real time, and we're literally learning about the technology as it drops. Okay. And I'm very proud of all of my everybody that's a part of what we're doing at the Imaginarium. Definitely very proud of everyone, and just the work that they've been putting in. If we have some time, I'm gonna show some of the work. All right, let's go ahead and do the roll call, and then let's get to this jump off. You know what I'm talking about? Let's get to the jump off. We got the Crenshaw district in the building. We got the Crenshaw district. All right. We got San Jose in the building. Okay. San Jose in the building. Shout out to that. Shout out to Modesto. Shout out to Salt Lake City. Shout out to Greensboro. All right. Shout out to Detroit. Okay. Shout out to Hawaii. All right. Sanford in the building. Chino Hills. We got Naptown, Louisiana. We got Richmond, Utah, Charleston, DMV, Austin, Texas, Coney Island. Yeah, I'm talking about Philly in the building, Miami in the building, Belize in the building, San Antonio, Fort Worth up in this thing, Hartford is in this thing, Buffalo, Cleveland was popping, Tampa tapping in, was really good. All right. Was really, really good. South Carolina, we got Newton, Texas, Chicago up in this thing, Hartford up in this thing, Old Town was popping, DC, all right now. Okay now, okay then. All right, now Brooklyn, Tokyo, O Block, Toronto, 805, Ireland, Louisville, yay. East Oakland, we got the CLT by way of LA. T dot up in this biatch. Queen Khalifa's hometowning. Yeah. So yeah, man. Tonight we're gonna go and touch on some topics. Tomorrow we have a loaded show, and if it doesn't come out tomorrow, we'll be back on Monday. And the Win in Rome series will continue, and we will continue our exclusive coverage on a lot of the things going on in that world. I think tomorrow we're going to topple the topic of Epstein in his hunting parties where they're hunting black people, and also a revelation that although they said that they don't want black people on the island, they are finding videos and folders full of black victims in this whole Epstein thing. So we're going to explore that rabbit hole. We're going to unpack some things. We're also going to highlight the plethora of movies that have come out since I would say around the time of I would put it around Silence of the Lambs with Buffalo Bill. Okay. So around the time with Buffalo Bill leading up to now, we're just going to show all of the movies that were basically telling us what these people were up to, what these people were capable of, the American psychology profile of a lot of these anti-heroes that they've been pushing in these TV shows. You know, like Dexter, like Joe, the documentaries, the way that they romanticize Dahmer, and but we'll get into all of that. Somebody said since the 80s. True be told, definitely since the 80s, but I would say the 80s was the slasher films were the programmings. The slasher genres with Jason at Camp Crystal Lake, Freddy with the Dreams, Freddy Krueger, Candyman, Halloween, Mike Myers. That was the substrate. That's the substrate. That's the foundation. That's the bedding and everything. Then they went real dark with it when they tapped into like Hostel, they tapped into Saw, they tapped into shit like that around those movies. Hostel, Saw, those are the psychological thrillers. Seven, right? Then yeah, the movie with Ice-T where they were hunting them. The rich people were hunting Ice-T in them, and he was a homeless person. That's when they started to mix things up around that time. Then they went into the real demonic dark movies that I'm sure was basically subconsciously they were slicing those movies with snuff films. So that would be movies that Rob Zombie did. That would be movies like Annabelle. That would be movies like The Conjuring, because the movies got worse as they went along. They began to put more programming. They begin to load those movies up with like a lot of stuff from the dark web. They were splicing a lot of snuff films, a lot of executions, a lot of the quote unquote a lot of the shit that you're reading about in the Epstein files from the Red Room. They were taking all of those clips and putting them in these movies and whatnot. So that's why a lot of people are watching. Like, think about this: you got little children, you got like babies and shit like that. They in the crib and they're watching Rob Zombie movies while the moms in them smokes trees and just chills with Netflix and chill. You know what I'm talking about? Blockbuster and chill, motherfucking DVD and chill. You know those nights? You in the crib with the Similac, you know what I mean? Or you drinking a sludgy from 7-Elevens. You know what I'm talking about? And now they got, remember, they got the 100-inch screen TVs now with all of the plasma shit. You know what I'm talking about? And with the surround sound and everything. With the surround sound, with the Bluetooth speakers hanging off the wall, and they watching The Bride of Chucky Part 8. You know what I'm saying? When it just it just got out of hand. It just got out of hand. Yeah, Ving Rhames. Remember that scene? Pause. Crazy. So yeah, The Purge. The Purge is on the brain. Purge is a lot. I would put Purge with like the psychological thrillers. Purge is up there with the Saw, with the Ring, with the, you know what I mean? Then it went demonic. It went Annabelle. It went Conjuring. The new Exorcist movies, 1,000 Corpses, Hell's Rejects, all that type shit. Yeah, I'm good on that. I'm good on that. I'm not watching none of that. I'm trying to unwatch that shit. I'm not laying up with no chick that talk about let's drink some kombucha and watch Rob Zombie. Yeah, all right. Okay. Yeah, Uber, please. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Yeah, I'll be right back. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, I'm going to get some coconut water. Would you want something? What do you want? Huh? You good? Some plantain chips? All right. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna swipe the Metro card, or I'm getting in the Uber, or I'm gonna take my ass home on a bike or something. I'm out of there. What are we talking about? You know, what are we talking about? You can't even talk nobody like that down. No disrespect to anybody that's your date night. No judgment. You know what I'm talking about? It's just not for me personally. It's just not for me. I was a young man with a library card, and I had a Blockbuster video card, and we was swiping that shit. We used to go, I mean, remember, we coming out of the Lizzie bag era, you know what I'm talking about? 5 finger discount era, you know what I mean? So we was stacking up a lot of movies back in those days, and all we was doing was watching gory movies and all of this that slasher movies. I never saw random. I never saw what's the movie? Damn. I don't even remember the name of it. Oh, Candyman. I never saw Candyman. You know, I always missed it. I didn't see Candyman. I just seen what niggas look like after they saw Candyman. And I was like, you know what? I'm kind of good on that. You know what I'm talking about? Maybe I'll miss one thing. I'll miss one movie. You know, I'll do a Netflix and kill one night on a Candyman. I just really got to be in the mood for it. But I did not see that. I seen bees coming at that nigga's mouth, and I was like, I'm Gucci. I'm good. Cause to be honest with you, we were thrusting ourselves into trauma, into being traumatized by these movies and whatnot. There are scenes in Jason, like Friday the 13th. I think it was number 2, where Jason hit the nigga in his nose bone with the hatchet, with the machete. To this day, that shit still haunts me a little bit. He hit him in the nose bone with the machete. Then there was a scene in Jason where my man was smacking bellies. He was in the camp getting it in. He was smacking bellies with the shorty, and Jason just came through and put a goddamn what they get the whales with. He stabbed him with the shit that they get the whales with, bro, right through his back. I was like, oh my goodness. It just, you know what I mean? I was, it made me not never want to do a hooky party again. Yeah, it was trauma. It was programming. A harpoon. He hit his ass with the harpoon, man. God damn. I was disgruntled after that. I was like, come on, fam. Not why my man, not why he's, I mean, what are y'all telling us? Like, what is the subliminals going? Back then, I was like a amateur decoder. You know what I'm talking about? I was a baby decoder. So I was looking at the wrong shit in the movies. I'm like, what are they trying to say with that? Like, when you're trying to, back in the days when niggas be trying to mimic the master teachers. Y'all didn't go through that phase, but we did. We'd be like, and the complexities of what had taken place was when he was in the act of sexually unifying into one Jason, as in Jason and Argonauts. Yeah, we was really bugging out. That's the equivalent of the AI hallucinating. That is literally the equivalent of the AI hallucinating when it was like brand new and young. Yeah, it was tripping out. You niggas was tripping out too when you first got the information. You couldn't hold the data. You was tripping out. You had to get somebody had to they had to tweak you. You know what I mean? You had to get tweaked in order to take this information and do it right. But yeah, Killers of the Flower Moon. No, I didn't see that yet either. But I have to see that. I'm going to see that. Let us begin. Let us begin. Okay. Let us begin. Like I said, we're gonna get on the Epstein stuff tomorrow. We're gonna let that breathe a little bit. There's other things going on, so we'll touch on some of those things. So let's go to Africa first. Let's go to Africa. Let's get our Africa on. All right, let's go geopolitical right now. We want to keep our minds and we want to keep our eyes on the global stage. Okay. There's a lot of war games going on right now. There's a lot of provocations taking place. There's a blockade on Cuba. The Cubans are being starved out by the USA. The Crusades is in full swing. Okay. And they're going after the magic. They're crusaders. So they are attempting to crush the magic. They're attempting to crush the quote unquote spiritual home of the resistance. All right. That is what crusaders do. So this is their modern day crusades, and Cuba is being pressured right now. You know, they're putting the pressure on them. I want to give you some insight about what I saw when I went to Al-Andalus, when I went to South America, when I went to the Great Estate, what my spirit was telling me and screaming at me when I was on the medicine in the rainforest in the middle of nowhere, you know what I mean? In the foothill of the Andes and whatnot. This is what was coming through.
Yes, La Virgen de Guadalupe combines
the black woman is God. And until they acknowledge that in South America, Latin America, and even America over here, it's going to be motherfucking problems. But more so, I mean, our sisters have their challenges over here, but not compared to what's going on right across the border. The challenges that they're facing in Latin America, deep in Latin America, the home of the conquistadors and the conquistadors. No, my nigga, we need to stand up for our people. We need to turn the lights on at least. We need to just speak about it and just make it be known. Y'all need to stop playing with us. Your whole foundation, your spiritual substrate, your mycelium network is all black. Cut it the fuck out, man. Paul, we're not going for it. We are not going. Y'all gonna stop playing in our people's face like that. Y'all are out here swagger jacking, bad bunnying the motherfucking culture, bro. And we on our Tego Calderon shit. You know what I'm talking about? Gasolina, nigga. We on our fire horse. We demand that the truth is told. Somebody translate this shit into Mexican, Spanish, Portuguese, and show this to them.
Is it true La Virgen de Guadalupe is Mexico's Black Madonna? Yes, La Virgen de Guadalupe combines Tonancin from Nahuatl tradition, European Black Madonna imagery linked to Isis, and Yemaya, who is Yoruba and was brought through West African enslavement. So how did Black Madonna get to Mexico? This is the original Virgen de Guadalupe, and she comes from Extremadura, Spain.
So what she's saying in so many words is that the same places in America that augment women's bodies now, they will take a man and turn that man into a woman, and you won't even know that that's what happened. So are you saying that they took black goddesses and they gave them a BBL and they turned them into these pale saints? Are you saying that they took our women and ran them through and augmented them and turned them into these pale face saints? Is that what happened? Did they give the saints, did they give the Orishas a BBL?
Extremadura, a black virgin known as the Virgen de Guadalupe, was venerated centuries before the Spanish reached the Americas. This is La Virgen de Guadalupe the Catholic Church brought to Mexico as part of Spanish rule. Once Spain took control, Catholic images were the only ones allowed to be honored in public. Between 200,000 to almost 1 million West African and Central African people were brought to what is now Mexico between the 16th century and the 18th century. Many came from regions where Yoruba traditions were practiced, including devotions to Yemaya, a mother goddess. West West and Central African religious practices were banned in public. According to the book by Dr. Marco Polo Hernandez Cuevas, when Yoruba-descended communities encountered the Black Virgin Guadalupe, they used her image to continue honoring Yemaya within the limits of Catholic rule, as Guadalupe was a Black Madonna figure and Yemaya was a Black mother figure. The same rule applied to indigenous people in central Mexico. Before Spanish colonization, the hill of Tepeyac was already associated with Tonantzin, a Nahua mother deity known in that region. After the Spanish arrived, indigenous religious practices were restricted. When the Catholic image of the Guadalupe was promoted at Tepeyac, indigenous communities assigned the qualities of Tonantzin to her image and treated her as the continuation of the mother deity through Catholic form. Spanish rule forced indigenous people and West African people into the same work and living conditions where they were formed families together under the casta system. In these communities, Guadalupe did not replace older belief systems, but held multiple meanings at the same time. African descended people related to her through Yemaya and indigenous people related to her through Tonantzin. Because she already belonged to both traditions, her image helped connect these communities in the fight to break away from the Spanish colonial system. During the Mexican War of Independence, Guadalupe became a political symbol. Independence leaders used her image to represent Mexico rather than Spain. The movement included Afro-descended leaders such as Vicente Guerrero and Jose Maria Morelos. Both led armies made of largely Afro-enslaved people, Afro-descended people, mixed communities, and indigenous people. These communities had lived together for generations under colonial rule. In those communities, Guadalupe already carried multiple meanings. La Virgen de Guadalupe is often presented as a Catholic symbol of Mexico with recognized indigenous roots. Her Catholic and indigenous meanings are widely accepted, but her West African history is often missing. During the Mexican Revolution, the West African history connected to Guadalupe was erased as Mexico built a national identity, minimizing Afro-descended people. Guadalupe is usually shown through Catholic and indigenous traditions. While her Yemaya and Yoruba roots are rarely recognized, it is time for us to recognize Guadalupe's West African heritage because she is the Black Madonna, La Virgen Morena.
Y'all can hear me? So if Sad Bunny and them niggas is not giving it up like that, if Mr. Gasolina, if Daddy Yankee, my nigga, and Mommy Yankee, if they not talking like that, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? I don't even, if you don't start with that, you're not starting with anything. If y'all not acknowledging your abuela that you stuffed in the back of the fucking house, then get away from me with that. I don't want to hear nothing. Y'all niggas, they're doing a lot of swagger jacking. They're not paying homage to their grandmother. They not paying homage to their abuela. They got the nerve to even say the words abuela and abuelo, and they not paying homage to their motherfucking abuela and they abuelo. They got the nerve to tell people, oh, the plant is called grandma. Y'all don't even say the name of the grandma. Y'all don't even put the pictures of the grandma on the wall. What are you talking about? Cut that shit out. Stop playing with our people. It's time to give the BBL back and just let the black woman out the back. You know, real talk. I want to see more of this. I want to see more of that. Where's that at? Where's that at? Because the shit that y'all showing us, that's not. I've been watching Telemundo looking for the sauce, and y'all hiding the sauce. Y'all hiding the sauce. I want to know where the sauce is at. You know what I'm talking about? All of them pale faces that they put on Telemundo, no disrespect, but nah. Come on now. They've been stealing from us. They've been taking from us. They don't respect what we got, and they giving us these little fake ass gestures. Oh, you know, I put a Moreno in the I put a woman dancing in my if you don't get your ass out of here. If you don't get your ass out of here, nigga, we not accepting that. We not no minimalists. You know what I'm talking about? Where's the beef? You know? Where's the homage? They got women in Brazil talking about, oh, we made it because they're letting them wear their afros. They're like, that's like a thing. You know what I mean? That's like, oh, we're up. No, nigga. It gotta be more than that. It gotta be more than that. You know? The hell? What the helly?
Is it true La Virgen de Guadalupe is Mexican?
Let me go. Let's see if we got some more. Let's go.
Why isn't there a church at Montalban? Do you know why? Yes, it was in a living culture. For example, in the architect or the style of conquest or colonization, the style that they used was if there was a living culture, they were going to impose their overarching new culture and religion onto us.
So when we talk about parasites, when we talk about the substrate and the simulation and the simulacra, when we talk about people building cities on top of cities, when we speak about an invasion culture that parasites a host, it hosts itself on top of the host, it hoists itself on top of the host, it basically builds itself on top of the ruins of the scorched earth. This is who we're speaking of. This is what you're going to hear a lot about, how they just built their rinky-dinky ass civilizations on top of once thriving civilizations, how they built this defunct ass quote unquote a cover, right, over some great shit. Yeah, mound gritters. Okay, mound gritters. And we got to call this shit out at every single turn. At every single turn. Do you notice that all of the teachers in this community that would be considered white appeasers? You know what a white appeaser is? That's people in our community that got white supporters. These are white appeasers. They appease their white audience. Y'all know who they are. It's a few of them. Do you notice every single one of them niggas they don't got their foot on the gas? Hello? Check. They don't got near one of them got their foot on the gas. In a time like this, where if you don't put your foot on the grass, white people are going to go back to being normal. Caucasians are going to go back to their caucasities. Caucasoids are going to go back to being willfully ignorant. Right now, there's a small window open where they're telling on themselves, where they're panicking, where they're melting down. They're having mayonnaise meltdowns, where they're having white fragility because they feel that pressure. They feel foot on neck, belt to ass, right? So they're like, yo, fuck that. My uncle, he eats kids too. It wasn't just Jeffrey. Listen, I know where they buried the whole, like they're telling and shit. They're like, man, the black man in America is great. Look, even your man is melting down. Look at this.
It's a very special group of people. So happy Black History Month, happy Black History Year, and happy
to this
Black
day
History Century.
To this
Thank
day.
You all. Thank you, Bruce.
There you go. You niggas got acknowledged. They are getting nervous. Understand me. They're getting nervous. They don't know what to do. You know what I'm talking about? They out here choosing and whatnot when nobody is asking to get chose. And your teachers, the people that y'all look up to, they are not pressing the gas. What are they doing? Appeasement commercials. They nigga-splaining. They doing We Are the World broadcast and whatnot. They getting together and forming Voltron, doing hands across a fucking America. Yeah, that's what they're doing. They're not holding the white people to no type of goddamn responsibilities. No sirree, Bob. No, they're not. No, they're not. They're doing appeasement politics in front of your face. That's what they're doing. They're doing appeasement politics in front of your face on YouTube, on Instagram, and nobody is saying nothing. Some of your teachers are doing appeasement politics. They're doing get along, go along consciousness. And I don't like that for y'all. We got so far. We got so far just to have these niggas tap dancing and niggas splaining for white folks, and they not pressing them. They not putting foot upon neck. God damn.
Was a thriving society when the Spanish arrived, and they used the same stones from the temples to build the Catholic Church. So that's it. That's an example. Okay, so Monte Alban falls, and people spread back to the valleys, and the people then moved to Tlacolula, to Mitla, to Etla, Tocotlan, Sachila, to everything that we know now as present-day Oaxaca and the land of the Zapotec people.
So places like Mexico, all up and down Latin America, people don't understand some of that history. Some of that history, it's a lot of history, those different tribes and whatnot. The fact that they accepted Christianity and the Catholics when they basically just gave their deities a BBL. They gave their deities a BBL and they just merged them in and whatnot. So we kind of got to understand how people, how they operate and how they function and whatnot. You feel me? It's a little bit different. So it's good to understand some of these things. But check this out.
1,000-year-old remains discovered in Morocco.
All right, racist.
This black man's DNA was older than Homo sapiens, older than the bones found in Ethiopia, older than the 300,000-year-old remains discovered in Morocco. The moment they saw it, scientists realized something terrifying. Everything we were taught about where humans came from and when they emerged might be wrong.
This is a continuation of yesterday's lecture, continuing down the anthropology journey, since it's a common rebuttal thrown around by the natives. We uncovered the anthropology of the Black American woman yesterday. Today, it's about the originality of the Black American man. When scientists examined the DNA of Albert Perry, an indigenous Black American man from South Carolina, they uncovered a genetic lie. Albert Perry's Y chromosome, the strand of DNA passed from the father to the son, didn't fit into any known genetic category. His genes were much older than any genetic record they had of anyone they tested. The discovery, published in 2013, revealed that Albert Perry carried haplogroup A00, which is the oldest known male lineage ever identified. And this
haplogroup A00. Okay? Haplogroup. Go and check your blood. This is what they take when they take the DNA from the children's foot. When they take the DNA the minute the child is born, right? When they take the DNA when people go and get locked up, okay? This is what they're looking for. When they ask people, hey, you want to donate some plasma? You want to sell some blood and whatnot? They're looking for a haplogroup A00. That is how they could target people. That is how they could knock people off and gang stalk them. That is how children are targeted. They're tagged and targeted and followed forever in life because you are walking around with the messianic goddamn bloodline. That's why they're telling you don't procreate. That's why they have these agendas and telling people, nah, you don't want to spread that. You don't want to spread that haplo 888. You don't want to make more children like that. Right? While they are doing while they're going through what we know as species terminus, right? Species terminus, that's when the whole species don't even want to procreate no more. The species is like, I'm tired, I'm done, I've reached the fucking end. That's what some of their recessive genes are saying. They like no mas. No mas. We don't want to do it no more, right? So that's where we find you got to do your DNA. You got to do your genealogy. You have to find out what haplogroup you belong to.
Group A00, which is the oldest known male lineage ever identified. And this lineage is believed to date back more than 300,000 years. Long before the appearance of Homo sapiens as we know them. In other words, this South Carolinian carried within him the oldest genetic signature of the human race. Albert Perry's genetic code forced science to acknowledge that human history is far more direct than the textbooks suggest. It also reaffirms what Black Americans have been saying. Black people, but namely Black Americans, are the start of life. While the Maxwells and the Rothschilds are paying idiots to tell everyone that Black Americans are from Africa, the more we look into South Carolina, the more we start to realize that may just be the location where American life began. There was such an effort into destroying the power of the indigenous people of the Carolinas.
When you look into Charlestown, South Carolina, when you look into Charlestown, South Carolina, even when you visit there, I visited there. I went to Angels Oaks and I went to where the Civil War started on the water and whatnot, right there by the peak, by the pier. When you travel through Charleston and when you travel through South Carolina, you literally can feel the history. You can feel the ancestry. You could feel it in your DNA. Okay. The fact that this man is saying that we actually got our start in the Carolinas, the oldest DNA of man on this planet, not in Africa, in South Carolina and whatnot. And then when you think about the wars that they had, they could not defeat niggas from Tennessee. They could not defeat niggas from Florida. They just could not. They were having problems with the Georgians, with the people from the Carolinas and in Georgia. They were getting their asses handed to them for for damn near hundreds of years. Please be clear. They use inner conflicts against one another. A divided house will always fall. So they were utilizing beefs like that certain tribes had with one another, and they were kind of like dropping off guns to the other party. You know how they do. They play the motherfucking devil's advocate, right? The Black Conversation is a social media, bro. You going on the blockchain right now. I don't even play with that. I don't even know you. Get the fuck out of here with that, bro. Are you serious? Bots from Botswana on a good Saturday. Where's my mods at? How about that? Where's my mods? Okay. I need my mods in the building. I need the mod squad. You know what I mean? We ain't going with the ignorance, but let's continue.
Carolinas, like the 1740 Negro Act of South Carolina, which criminalized literacy and erased distinctions between Negro, mulatto, and Indian. It was also the start of ownership and controlling every element of a person's life based on race. It happened long before this, but this was when it was codified into law. The hatred and the concerted effort to destroy the heritage and history of the Black Americans only proves that the Black experience is a living continuation of an ancient global lineage. Harry's Y chromosome reminds us all that human civilization did not begin in captivity. It began in consciousness. Genealogy is higher than spirituality, because knowing your bloodline reveals who you are and how long you've been here. And Albert Perry's DNA rewrote science, which means, Black Americans, it is now your responsibility to rewrite your understanding of yourselves. Don't let people who are inferior to you and are ashamed of their origin story convince you to be ashamed of yours. Whether you call yourselves Moor, Hebrew, Indigenous, the truth is this: your ancestors built and governed this land long before the idiots arrived. You have every right to be proud of that, and to remind everyone every day if you want to. This land is yours.
So, sometimes things get lost in translation, but we're not organizing a march over here. I don't even like that type of energy. This is not a Black Lives Matter type of conversation. It's different people in different walks of life. I You know, if we were in the real world, I would be at the door closing that shit and letting people in and out. I don't do the everybody needs to be here type of energy. That's not what I'm, you know, KT aliens for a reason. KT aliens. You feel me? We're not explaining ourselves and we're not trying to, but brother, nah, we ain't doing that over here. You know, no disrespect, but we ain't on that type of time. You know what I'm talking about? They, you know, it's like, yeah, let's continue. But yeah, dude who I was just playing the video, one of those, one of the children of the gringos who are telling on his own people, right? This is their form of protest now. Their form of protest is to do videos on TikTok bigging up black people. That's the new form of protest. Y'all don't even got to march no more. Your days of marching are over, family. Hang up those Nikes and whatnot. Just give them some signs and be like, y'all go walk with that. Go ahead. The black man is God. Go walk with that. I'm not even going to show up, guys. Yeah, I'm going to work on my taxes. I'm going to do some day trading. Y'all go walk ahead. Go, yeah. You go, you'll go march for the black man and the black woman. Yeah. Take some TikTok videos and send it to, yeah. We ain't moving with none of that. If that's what y'all want to do, then go ahead and do it. Ironically enough, look how everything backfired on them. When Donald Trump got into office the second time around, when all of this Project 2025 and all of the firings and all of the, we gonna let people go and, oh yeah, we taking the textbooks out the schools. Oh yeah, no Black History Month. Oh yeah. And they were trying their best to erase us. Oh, DEI is gone. Yeah. No more black people with dreads. Yeah. They were doing all of that, remember? And then some people were a little bit nervous, but then others was like, man, sit your ass down. This is a bunch of pump faking. Nigga, if I ever seen a bluff, this is 3-card Monty. Sit down and just watch. And lo and behold, nigga sat down and watched, and then boom, all of that shit was a bluff. They whole bluff got called in a matter of like 4 or 5 days. Like I said, in a matter of a few days, the whole shit got called, the whole bluff got called, and they literally out here looking crazy right now, having all type of meltdowns. The fragility is fragiling, right? And it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Y'all could cry for them all y'all want. I'm not. Because they are literally opening up. It's only 1% of the of Pandora's box has been opened up. Only 1%. We are literally still in episode number 1, season 1. They not even getting it. They did not even open the door fully. They have not even opened the door fully. So we need to keep pressing. We need to keep pushing. We need to keep them doors opening up. Dead ass. You know, they're having a reckoning right now. You see how they had the P. Diddy called The Reckoning? Well, it's white folks having a pure reckoning right now with themselves. Trust me when I tell you. Trust me. You know, they going through it right now, trying to figure shit out. Real quick.
This is a very special group of people. So happy Black History Month, happy Black History Year, and happy Black History Century. Thank you all. Thank you, Bruce.
Shit, if nobody got your back, then Donnie does. If nobody got your back, got you, my niggas. You good. He gonna take care of you.
New discovery.
So my prediction in the next 5 years, right, is the great secret is going to be revealed, right? The great secret is going to be revealed. So many things are going to turn around for the melanated black man and woman in America, Northwest of Mexham. So many things are going to turn around and be revealed. right? We just got to stay 10 toes down and continue to turn each other lights on. Continue to expand your consciousness. Continue to push back against the falsehoods and the lies. Continue to question these mother effers that be lying to your face. I was, break their face with the truth type shit. You know what I'm talking about? Continue to shine your light. Continue to get on the trails and dance your ass off. Continue to have that rhythm. Continue to talk your shit. That's how you're going to reverse the curse.
New discovery, which has not yet been published. It relates directly to the black communities across America. This is a drawing from life that was made, believe it or not, by a so-called American Indian. They were a black people who built fantastic boats. They were like Viking boats. And there are still native blacks in Mexico. That's never been explained by archaeologists before Columbus arrived. DNA tests done on them. DNA tests done on the bones of some of the Olmec people, not all of them, the ancient remains, show a definite genetic trace, not to Africa only, but across the Pacific. There's this definite trace, lineage that can trace out towards Hawaii and beyond Hawaii. Then they began a worldwide match of DNA. Well, these strange black people, who do they match up with? They don't match up with Africans. The contribution of blacks, not only to America, but to the world, is profound. Imagine if I could take from each one of you as an individual everything you knew about life up to last week and just erase it. Where would you be? You'd be lost. You'd be incompetent. You wouldn't know how to plan for the future. And you do the same thing with a people. If you erase their history, or you don't tell enough about their past, they also become incompetent and they can't fulfill the future.
Sir.
In lost wax cast.
We ain't sticking just right here. We repping the whole globe. We're gonna show them that they under pressure all around the globe. All around the globe, right? They can't use divide and conquer. All around the globe, they getting a shit called out.
European museums don't want you to know how advanced African art really was. Take these Ife bronze sculptures from West Africa. They look almost photorealistic, right? They were made using lost wax casting, a technique so complex one mistake ruins months of work. And here's how they did it. They carve a perfect wax model, cover it in clay, heat it up until the wax melts out completely, and then they pour molten bronze at exactly the right temperature. Too hot, the details blur. Too cold, and the bronze won't flow. These artists nailed it. Over 1,000 years ago. It gets crazier. African blacksmiths were working iron in 2200 BCE, before most of Europe even knew what iron was. They weren't just craftsmen, they were considered wizards. People believed forging iron was literally recreating the act of creation. And then there's scarification, art that lives and breathes on human skin. Using blades, stones, and thorns, artists carved intricate patterns that told your entire life story. Your tribe, your status, your achievements, all written in raised scars. No pottery wheels, no problem. Hand-coiled ceramics that are being studied today. This wasn't primitive art. This was innovation, disguised as tradition.
Big up, big up. Yeah, big up to them. Okay.
In Ukraine of support.
Check this out. This is why they hate us. Check this out.
The Alcoraz. This is how the Spanish depicted Almoravid Moors of the 11th century. My dear ancestors, I think it's quite clear to see what ethno-type of people the Almoravid Moors, which started in modern-day Senegal, were. The Kingdom of Aragon created this emblem known as Cruz de Alcoraz, depicting of how...
So when they went and got the Senegalese, when they went and got the West African, these are the Moors that they were going to get. The remnants, the descendants, the bloodline. That's what they were enslaving. That's who they were ethnically cleansing. That's who they were murdering. Okay, these ancestors.
Christianity defeated the 4 Moorish princes used in Sardinia today. The Spanish and Portuguese don't like Moors because since they invaded 711 AD, the Christians have been launching counter crusades against the Moors. This is known as the Reconquista, and it ended 1492.
It never ended.
Where the Moors were chased out of Spain, going deeper and deeper into West Africa and continuing their conquest. But the Spanish, who don't like the Moors, where do you think you got paella and the guitar from? Because rice doesn't grow naturally in Iberia. It's the Moors who imported these cultures from Africa. Accuses France and Ukraine of supporting militias, troublemaking groups, anti-groups in the Sahel. General Chiani is threatening with a military confrontation. We are seeing reports of French and Ukrainian soldiers fighting together with BH and IS. We are seeing Ukrainian soldiers wearing the Azov battalion emblem fighting together with rebels in northern Mali. Burkina Faso has said that one attack on Niger or Mali is an attack on Burkina Faso. Russia supports the Sahel Alliance and accuses Ukraine of sponsoring tea in Africa. Niger is preparing to take France to the ICJ. What are my thoughts? This is all about the uranium. Like Professor Wolf says, the West is practicing denial. An aggressive racist colonization doesn't work anymore. Macron tries to be the friendly colonizer. It fails too.
So I would tell people to keep your eyes on the Sahel region. That's beginning to heat up a lot. They're trying their best to keep it out of the news. But while they distract people with Iran, my sources are telling me that they're going to try and attack in Africa around the same time when they have people diverted with this whole Iran thing. They're going to go after the Sahel region, especially if they take down Cuba.
Just checkmated the alliance of Sahel states, and it's very upsetting because I'm like, damn, like y'all motherfuckers just cannot leave West Africa alone. Y'all just can't. Or really any part of Africa for that matter. This is their way of having influence in Niger and Mali and Burkina Faso without having to be boots on the ground because Algeria borders them. Algeria is right there. So France recently got kicked out of these 3 countries. These 3 countries joined forces to fight terrorism themselves because when France was there, they wasn't doing shit. Terrorism was increasing. Meanwhile, France is getting all the resources. Straight parasitic motherfuckers. So Mali, Burkina Faso, Niger have been receiving multiple attacks. Recently, I think Niger's airport got attacked. Burkina Faso, the president just received another assassination attempt. Like, it's been crazy. They have been trying to destabilize these guys ever since. And even more since they kicked out France. Even Mali's prime minister recently came out and said that France is funding terrorism in Mali. Their gas lines were attacked and shut down. And peep this, Russia's security forces even came out and said that France has a new agenda to take out any unwanted African leaders. They also said that France is the one responsible for assassinating Gaddafi's son 2 weeks ago. So France being in Algeria is way too close for comfort. So now France is partnering with Algeria, trying to be slick, right? France just signed a new agreement with Algeria, basically saying that they are operating at a very high level as soon as possible for increased intelligence and security purposes to combat terrorism bullshit. And you got the United States in Nigeria, which borders Burkina Faso. The United States just sent 200 troops to Nigeria for increased military security intelligence presence. So it's like they literally have sandwiched these countries. And it's very upsetting to see because it's like, as long as Africa stays ununited, as long as Africa doesn't have a real military force, they will continue to be prey amongst predators. And the new scramble for Africa is here and happening, and it's live and in full effect. And yeah.
Nation of Gaddafi's son has sent shockwaves through Africa, but something crazy happened the day before that has flown totally under the mainstream media radar. Russia officially accused France of having an African leader hit list to eliminate African presidents unfavorable to them. I thought it was a fake story. Then I verified it. On February 2nd, Russia's SVR put out a public statement alleging that Macron and French services have authorized the elimination of African leaders deemed unfavorable to French interests. Top of that list is Captain Ibrahim Traoré of Burkina Faso and Assimi Goïta of Mali, two of the three leaders of the Sahel alliance that turned its back on France and the US. Now, this is where things get scary. Less than 24 hours after Russia's accusation, Saif Gaddafi was assassinated in Zintan, Libya. An eerie coincidence? Maybe. But us Africans who know colonial and neo-colonial history, we never take anything for granted. So I decided to connect the dots for you. Pay attention. Could Russia be lying about France's covert elimination list? Of course. They have every incentive to do so because the G7 nations are their enemies. But that's exactly why what they've done is genius Cold War espionage. Russia is playing two games at once. Game one, geopolitical warfare. France is losing ground in the Sahel, and Russia wants to accelerate that loss by framing France as a panicked imperialist empire willing to do anything to stop the breakaway West African bloc. This is a great tactic because France is a panicked empire desperately grasping at African nations that keep its economy alive. Game two, narrative warfare. Russia doesn't need to prove their explosive claim for it to work. They only need it to feel believable. And in Africa, that's easy, because we've seen this exact same movie before. Sankara, Lumumba, Gaddafi. In fact, since alleged independence, 22 African leaders have been eliminated, many with direct Western involvement. And often when those leaders were trying to set their people free. Russia is the perfect messenger because they never colonized Africa, nor built their economy on the back of Africa.
So keep in mind, you got the Ukraines sticking their nose in African business while America is funding the Ukraine at war, right? These are Nazis, ladies and gentlemen. The Ukrainians are quote unquote Zionists. They are the largest ethnic group inside of Is It Real? The Ukraines. You know what I'm talking about? The Ukrainians. These are some crooked bastards. So they got them butting that while they're at war with Russia, they're over there meddling in affairs on a continent, right? While they pillage the continent.
Africa's resources. It's very difficult for France to hit back with the same kind of PTSD tactic Africa has against France. Brilliant. Gaddafi's son Saif was assassinated in Libya. A few weeks before, another coup attempt was made against Captain Traoré in Burkina Faso. Russia says this is proof the initiative is already in effect. And to their credit, it actually feels like it. Do these events prove France did anything? No. But they don't need to, because the whole point of a good intelligence agency is to not leave a trace of your involvement in covert operations. Well played, Russia. Well played. So do you believe what Russia has said about France in Africa is true? I give my full in-depth thoughts in my new podcast, so comment podcast so I can DM you access to it.
Podcast. Okay, let's go to some more. Come through, sis. Come through.
But I'm not an all girls girl. Some of y'all are evil as hell, and history has receipts. When people started digging through the Epstein files, especially after that 2008 plea deal, you know, the one that shielded him from federal prosecution, one thing became very clear. There were layers. That agreement didn't just protect him. It named 4 women as possible co-conspirators: Sarah Kellen, Leslie Groff, Adriana Ross, and Nadia Marcinkova, and granted them federal immunity in that deal. And what that tells you is this: predatory power rarely operates alone. It builds structure. Now let's go backwards, because y'all know this ain't new. Take the transatlantic slave trade, right? People love to frame it as violent white men in ships. And yeah, white men engineered and financed it, for sure. But inside that system were women who participated. women who managed plantations, women who disciplined enslaved people, women who oversaw the punishment when the men were away. These women weren't always soft figures sipping tea. Some enforced brutality, some administered punishment. Cruelty was not exclusively male. We know that. Now look at the antebellum South, right? White women weren't just passive observers of slavery. They upheld it, they benefited from it. They enforced racial hierarchy in households and in communities. The system relied on their cooperation. Now fast forward to Nazi Germany. Irma Grazer and Ilse Cook. Women who supervised camps. Women who selected prisoners. Women who enforced violence. History doesn't soften them. It doesn't pretend like they were just standing nearby. They were active participants. Even in organized crime networks in the early 1900s, there were women who handled finances, transported messages, and shielded operations because the police underestimated them. Underestimation is a strategic advantage, and systems use it. Now, here's the pattern. When we see a woman inside a predatory network, people instinctively want to say that she must have been manipulated. People instinctively want to say that she must have been manipulated. She didn't know she had to be under his control. And sometimes it's true, but sometimes she's recruited because she's effective, because she could recruit other women, because she could reassure victims, she could smooth suspicion, because she made danger feel safe. And that role is powerful. Society wants women to be nurturing, inherently moral, safer, right? But history doesn't support that myth, does it? Women have been overseers, enforcers, murderers, financial operators, recruiters, ideological defenders. Not always as victims, sometimes as architects. I'm a girl's girl, but I'm not delusional. Some women build, some women protect, some women survive, and some women help monsters feel comfortable. History doesn't blur that line, and I won't either. Everybody in them files need to be locked up, thrown underneath the jail. Shit. What happened to public stonings?
That's right. Talk that talk. Talk that talk. All right. Check this next one out, ladies and gentlemen. This is an interesting conversation. Matter of fact, before we go there, let us go to our elder. Let us go to the OG.
From you, and they make you think that it's a drug when it ain't a drug. The LD50 on psilocybin is so high, you'd have to eat your body weight in it to kill yourself in 1 second. Meaning that I could put 150 pounds of mushrooms, psilocybin mushrooms in, you could eat, and you ain't gonna kill yourself. But to put that much salt there, or sugar, or try to drink 10 gallons of water, it was made for us. It was made in a different universe, but it was made to wake us up. It's the Akashic records, or the records of the Acacia, DMT, tryptamine hallucinogens.
Shout out to Baba Kalandi. All right. He was KTL All-Star. Brother was with us on KTL Radio on a few occasions. Shout out to his family. Shout out to the Detroit family. Shout out to the the Detroit Psychedelic Network. All right. Baba Kalindi, who helped many people escape the matrix and tap into their powers and whatnot. So salute to the ancestor. All right. Check this out. This right here, I wanna share with y'all the flyer that we have for tomorrow. Right. We have an event coming up tomorrow, and you can scan the QR code, and it will give you access to RSVP for the ticket. All right. It will give you access to RSVP for the ticket, and the Imaginarium is presenting the class that we have tomorrow, Techno 222. All right, Techno 222. And what we're going to be doing, ladies and gentlemen, is we're going to introduce the family who might not be familiar with the Imaginarium, what the class is about, why we're doing the class, who the class is livicated to. We say dedicated, livicated, right? And we're also going to we want you to bring your children, bring the little ones, bring whoever is into making money with AI, whoever wants to make money with AI, whoever has a brand, whoever wants to turn their brand up, whoever wants to go viral, whoever wants to get into animation, whoever wants to make short films. Like, these are the people that should be in the free class tomorrow. We're going to show them some things and whatnot. So yeah, that's mañana. Okay, that's mañana, and that's very important. One of the reasons why is very important, I'm gonna play a video in 1 second. There's a show on Netflix about a man called Captain Durag. Now, I'm not judging, I didn't watch the show, I just seen there was a lot of controversy around it. And Captain Durag, of course, is gonna start conversations with people. But the link is scan the QR code right there. That's the link. If you scan the QR code, it'll take you right to the site. And I'm gonna drop a link in the chat real quick. Give me 1 second, right? I'll drop the link. But if you, in the meantime, between time, you can scan that QR code with your phone, and it will take you right to the RSVP, right to the Eventbrite. Let me go ahead and get you the link so everybody could sign up. We also have a lecture coming up next Saturday, the 28th. Keep that in mind. We have something coming up on the 28th, the Twin Pillars, me and Blue. This is going to be a movie. Okay, it's going to be a movie. I promise you. When in Rome, y'all been here for the build up leading up to it. So we're going to deliver. Here goes the link right here to get your tickets for tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern, 222. All right, we're gonna be putting on and whatnot. That's tomorrow. That's mañana. All right. And here's the video. Here's one of the reasons why we're doing what we do. This is why it's so important. This is why we need your support, people. Even if you're not into this stuff, we need your support. We need you to let me know that you support this. You got to support us, not just in word alone. This is going to be a monetary endeavor. We're talking about media. We're going up against multi-billion-dollar conglomerates, multi-million-dollar campaigns against our image, against our likeness, against our story.
Heard about this new controversial character on a show called Hey AJ on Disney Junior.
Wow! It's really Captain Durag!
For some odd reason, Disney decided to say okay to a superhero on Disney Junior named Captain Durag,
who wears a durag and a cape to keep Slum City safe. What the? Captain Durag, bringing superhero funk. Captain Durag, cleaning up that evil junk.
This is freaking outrageous. Y'all wrong for this one.
I've had enough of your trash talk.
Black dark-skinned man takes out the trash. Are we serious?
Like, in the middle of February, too?
I wonder who greenlit that.
Like, it genuinely could not have been a black person. Like, I actually think it was,
Well, it was created by former NFL player, author, creative, Martellus Bennett. And he's a black man.
I don't care who made it. Y'all gonna be like, oh, a black dude. That might be worse.
Bennett posted something on his social media in defense of Captain Durag and the liberation of the black image. Here's part of it. As a young black boy, my durag was my first superhero cape. I didn't need Batman's cape or Darkwing Duck's cape or Superman's. I had a durag. And when I tied it up and that tail started flapping behind me as I ran through the house, nobody could stop me. That was my armor, my power source, my transformation sequence. That was my black imagination doing what imagination is supposed to do, making me bigger than the world tried to make me. He also wrote this: Captain Durag is about empowering the ordinary objects in black life like a durag. Why can't a durag be a cape? Why can't a black superhero wear a durag? Why can't an imaginative black girl on Disney have a superhero who looks like her father? A father who wears a durag around the house. What is so bad about a whole family rocking a do-rag? What is so wrong with letting the do-rag be the source of a superpower when it has been the source of confidence and transformation for generations?
I actually think it's fly. Like, that's us. Y'all telling me that ain't fly? You got the do-rag as a cape?
Stop messing on Captain Do-Rag. It's actually a cool concept in my view.
That's why I'm Captain Do-Rag, not Captain Don't Rag.
So, when it comes to Captain Do-Rag, what do you think?
How y'all feel about Captain Durag? Yeah, make sure y'all join us. Make sure y'all join us because we need to take this thing back. We need to take this thing back. I actually got a series coming out, ladies and gentlemen. Trump said Trump was talking about releasing the UFO files. We have a series coming out on Imaginarium called Apocalypso. It's called Apocalypso, ladies and gentlemen. So we pushing back against Captain Durag and all of that stupid shit. This right here, ladies and gentlemen, this is the works. This is the proof of work from our Imaginarium. This is proof of work that we are getting to the work. This is from our Imaginariums. This is what they've been doing. This is some of the output. This is just to show the family that we getting busy inside of the Imaginarium. This too can be you. Tomorrow, 8 p.m. I want y'all in the building. Tomorrow, 8 p.m. I want y'all in the building. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this can be you. It doesn't matter it doesn't matter what age you are. It doesn't matter anything. None of that even matters. All that matters, ladies and gentlemen, is that you have an imagination. All that matters is that you have an imagination. All you need is an imagination. Okay? This is what we doing over here at the Imaginarium. Okay? This is what we doing at the Imaginarium, and we just getting started. I'm going to be showing everybody how to make visuals, how to make movies, how to make animations. We working, y'all. Look at the work. Look at what our people are creating and whatnot. We are working. Black Future Month, Black History Month. We making it happen. This ain't that AI slop. I just want to just interject. This ain't that AI slop. When we put ourselves, when we got the modest touch. When we put our minds to something and when we put our images, this ain't no AI slop. This ain't that. This is some real shit right here.
What is important to you?
These outputs came from one prompt. These outputs came from one prompt. Okay. We post up a prompt and then we all use that prompt and we make our own images. As you can see, every painter paints differently. We are manifestors. We don't consider ourselves to be traditional artists. We are manifestors who manifest our mind, our thought, our vision, and things of that nature. But yeah, we're building out our own world. Watch and see where we get in 90 days. Just watch. I promise you. It starts right here. It's not going to get worse. It's only going to get better. It's not going to get worse. It's only going to get better. Yeah, I'm definitely making character sheets. I'm making animations. I'm making everything. Toys, comics, animations, short films, video games, fantasy complex industry come to life. Look at that. My boy. So that's what the student, that's what I don't call them students. That's what the builders were able to build. Salute to all of them. We're even going to take it a step further and we're going to show some more generation. Matter of fact, let me see. Give me 1 minute.
Friday the 20th for our third installment of Imaginarium, powered by the Fantasy Complex Industry, hosted by the Red Pillar, aka Napoleon Pill. Imaginarium is a global collective of creatives, designers, Afro-futurists.
Now this is when we taking up a notch. This is where we take it up a notch, right? This is where we take it up a bit of a notch. Right? This is going from static into moving, but this is not even the whole movie. We're just showing you the progression, ladies and gentlemen. We're showing you the progression.
Powered by the Fantasy Complex Industry, hosted by the Red Pillar, aka Napoleon Pill. Imaginarium is a global collective of creatives, designers, Afro-futurists, cartoonists, visionaries, developers and world builders of all ages, all tax brackets, all walks of life. We welcome you to our multiverse of unlimited potential. Why wait for Hollywood or some low-budget studio to feed your melanated minds when you are the gold mine? When the best nation is imagination? Comment Imaginarium.
Imaginarium. Blueprints in a planetarium. Imaginarium.
To this day. To this day.
Imaginarium. Blueprints in a planetarium. Imaginarium. Blueprints in the planetarium. Founders get found in the atrium, we carry them. Builders build brick by brick on the manila spin. Best nation, imagination, stamp the atlas in. Gill lights up, cold hum like a seraphim. From prompting the prophet, watch the marriage win. We craft a myth, then market it, establish it. Imaginarium where raw thought turns atom in. School.
And receive your invite. Let's create the future together. After all, February is Afro Future Month.
Salute to Afro Future Month. I don't know where the month went, but salute to it nonetheless, right? Imaginarium. We will see y'all in class tomorrow for the Imaginarium. I'm going to try my best to do an early sacrilegious Sunday if possible, but definitely 8 p.m. We got the master class on Techno 222. Techno 222 presents the Imaginarium, ladies and gentlemen, the best nation. You know what I'm talking about? We're going to be in the building, all right, breaking it down. So make sure you are in the building tomorrow. I want to remind you that we have a lecture coming up at the end of the month. Make sure y'all are there for that. Check it out.
Saturday, February 28th, when in Rome, prepare for the Fire Horse Apocalypse featuring twin pillars, red and the blue pills. Witness the glory of the Fire Horse blazing at the edge of apocalypse.
Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure y'all go and check that out. And with that being said, we are going to wrap this one up. All right. I want to say thank you for your time. Thank you for your attention. Thank you for your undivided attention. Thank you for your support. All right. And we will see you tomorrow. If not on YouTube, definitely on the Zoom. All right. We have a RSVP event, a free event for everybody. This is going to be dealing with the Imaginarium. This is going to be dealing with the approach that we're going to take with the AI. How are we going to combat the negative imagery? How are we going to combat the quote unquote negative stories on us? How are we going to combat the lies that were told about our people over the centuries? How are we going to reverse that? We are going to take control of the fantasy complex industry. We're going to create our own comics. We're going to create our own cartoons. We're going to create our own toys. We're going to create our own short films. We're going to create our own animation. And we are going to control our own narrative, ladies and gentlemen. And before, years ago, maybe even months ago, that was out of our reach because it took millions of dollars to do it. I'm going to show you tomorrow. I'm going to demonstrate for you that those days are over. And we now can do anything that we want to do. All we need to have is a little bit of imagination. Okay. V-Cell, take us up out of here. V-Cell CMOS 1000.
VCL in my cup, I'm feeling boss. 21 flavors powered by skim moss. Glow from within, yeah, we never fall off. Count it up, 99 minerals, flaws. VCL in my cup, I'm feeling right. Sip to the sunrise, dance to the night. From the ocean's kiss to your city lights. 21 flavors, pure health in every bite. Drip so clean, we're custom made. From reef to street, we elevate. Gold green gel, set the record straight. Nature in a bottle, that's a better way. Charge me up, no caffeine crash. Clean energy, steady splash. From skin to gut, yeah, we live from within. Wellness on 10, let the rhythm begin. Pour it up, pour it up. Feel the wave, body thanking me. Every sip, ocean wisdom in this glass. We sell magic, see moss. VCL in my car, I'm feeling boss. 21 flavors powered by sea moss. Glow from within, yeah, we never fall off. Count it up, 99 minerals, flaws. Island breeze in the city maze. We're mineral rich in 1,000 ways. Immunity high like the summer rays. Hydrate the hustle, fuel your days. Berry, mango, ginger, lime. Pick your flow, your flavor, your time. Beauty and balance we redefine. Every little sip, align your shine. Pour it up, feel the way. Body thanking me for every sip. Ocean wisdom in this glass. We sell magic, sea moss. VCL in my car, I'm feeling boss. 21 flavors powered by sea moss. Glow from within, yeah, we never fall off. Count it up, 99 minerals, flaws. From the coral choir to the heartbeat drum. Roots run deep where the wild tide hum. Real ones know where the glow comes from. VCL in the mix now, watch us.
All right. Peace, love, and light to the family. We're going to get up out of here. All right. We're going to end this one with the classic Prince. All right. Giving homage to the 10-year anniversary of the Scorpion King. Peace, y'all.
He's the master of his masters. I can do business with you, right? Master's talking to a master, not a master talking to a slave, a sovereign. I'ma license you, my materials. You don't own my materials anymore. But I'm gonna take the big chunk over here to the homie. That's why I have no issue with people calling him a master mason. You damn right, he's the master of his catalog. He's the master of his words. He's the master of his archive. You feel me? He's the master of the ceremony. Right? Very few artists have been able to achieve this, but the ones that have, we've seen his demise.
I'm on 100%. 100. Red and blue, purple like Prince. Red and blue, purple the Benz. Change up the circle of friends. The Netheroo circle the twins. 75 ever since. 70 wives in the Benz. Red and blue, purple like Prince. 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 We feeling the urge, feeling the purge. Buzzers electric, we feeling the surge. Feeling the words, killing the birds with immunity. Pillars of unity. This is the form of the Voltron. This is the age of the Ultron. This is the same stage as the Pope on. This is the sage you can smoke on. Copper pound, came on the scene, I was copper down. All I was missing was copper crown. Summer 16, I turned copper brown. Look for revenge in the copper town. Capping New Jersey and copper crown. 21 gun salute, jumper sound. My power pieces, the crystals be talking, the clothes that be talking. King County clothing, yeah, king of New York. And I'm Christopher walking, the missiles embarking. Pistols be talking, 21 hammers with country, the grammar, the broken, the English. I'm on 100%. 100. Red and blue, purple like Prince. Red and blue, purple the Benz. Change up the circle of friends. The Netheroo circle the twins. 75 ever since. 70 wives in the Benz. Red and blue, purple like Prince. 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 Red and blue, purple like Prince.
Charges of federal, orders incredible. Markers indelible, sparkers immeasurable. Sparking the medical, parkers on pedestal. Sharks for that revenue, hawks for a settable. Heart full of vegetables, art at the festivals. Heart no cholesterol, sharp on those episodes. I'm on 100%. I like when summer begins. I need my hundreds and tens. I need 100%. Go independent like Prince. I'm on 100%. I like when summer begins. My hundreds and tens. I need 100%.
like when summer begins. Whoa.